Just want to...
This was my very first motorcycle adventure, and this is how I packed for it. Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. After thousands of kilometers of adventure riding, I've learned what you need and what you don't. So today, I'm going to take you through and show you exactly how I pack for an international motorcycle adventure, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did.
Did you break your gear lever?
Make sure you got a pen and paper. We're covering a lot in this episode, so much that each thing that I'm talking about, I could literally flesh out into an episode and talk about it for like 20 minutes in itself. But this should hopefully help you get your mind in the right place and give you an idea of what to bring with you when you go on your first international motorcycle trip. Let's start with luggage systems. The basic idea of touring in another country or touring in general is to have a good time while you're riding. To have a good time while you're riding, you need to have a nice, balanced luggage system. You have a more enjoyable ride and you use less energy when the bike is loaded properly. Just as if you're hiking with your backpack, you want to keep the heaviest items closest to your body. And the same thing applies to a motorcycle. You want to keep all the heavy stuff as low and as close to the bike as possible. This helps with balance. If you have everything way hanging out, you're going to be a bit wobbly, especially when you start doing some technical stuff, especially if you're riding off-road. Try to keep the weight balanced on each side. I don't just use scales and weigh my bags because one side of the bike is usually heavier, being the exhaust side. So I mostly like to just do the two-finger technique. Literally with 2 fingers, just grab and hold the bike and just feel which way it wants to fall. It'll be obvious which side has the most weight, and then that'll give you an idea of what you need to move to the other side. General rule of thumb, keep your gas canisters and any flammable things on the opposite side of your exhaust. Need I say more? It does happen though. I've seen a clip of someone's gas canister exploding and it literally blows a hole in all of your luggage. I usually just keep my cooking stuff in the opposite side of the exhaust, and then generally it's camping stuff on the other side. Double, triple, quadruple check that all of your straps are all rolled up so there's nothing flapping around, nothing's going to get caught in your tire, wrap around your rear wheel, and just, once you have all your luggage loaded up on your bike for the very first time, make sure this is a few days before you actually head out, go for a shakedown ride. Just go for 20 minutes, half an hour, go for a burn, go off-road a little bit, shake all your luggage up, come back, re-cinch everything, it'll be all loose again, and then make adjustments to your bike or to your gears. So for your bike, you might want to stiffen up the rear suspension, you might want to adjust the handlebars a bit, you might feel it just a little bit different. Make all the changes you need to make to have the bike feel nice and comfortable for that massive ride that you're going to do. And then repeat, just keep doing it over and over until your luggage is nice and secure, you feel nice and comfortable with the bike, you're good to go. That builds confidence, and so you're not too nervous then about, crap, I'm so nervous, I've never driven a bike with this much luggage on, This way it just takes that out of your mind. It's one less thing to worry about, and you know that your gear's pretty well sorted. Types of luggage systems. So if you're doing road touring and you're on a sports tour or something like that, they generally come with hard panniers. I've never used hard panniers. I've never really gone on sports touring. They're great. I guess they're aerodynamic, you'll get better fuel economy, but they are hard. Now just be mindful if you're using hard panniers on an adventure bike. I've heard things that, you can injure yourself quite easily. If your bike tips, you put your leg out, you're at speed and your leg and your hard pannier gets caught up, you can break limbs. So I've steered away from the hard panniers. I myself use the Lone Rider Moto bags, which are a soft pannier, and they work great if I wanted to take a pannier. The great thing about panniers as well is that there's a lot of space, and you have those bag inserts, you just take them out, they're full on dry bags. No water, no dust, nothing's gonna get in there. The flip side, they are panniers, they do hang out quite a bit. You're gonna get a bit of wind drag. It can get a bit tight when you're trying to navigate through trees and stuff like that. So the alternative to this is to use a rackless system. I use the Moscow Reckless 80 system and the Lone Rider 8EV bags. Now these bags are great because they hug the bike, and you can pretty much mount them on any bike. They fit on the Scrambler, they fit on the T7, they fit on the CF Moto, BMW F900 GS. You can mount all your heavy things down the bottom, and it's not so cumbersome. And you can buy smaller versions of these as well. And they're lighter than your panniers as well, which is always a bonus. The only downside is that there's less packing space. Although it's like, an 80-litre system, you have 80 litres divided by 3, and they're a certain shape. So you gotta make sure you pack to that shape. So you're sort of restricted there a little bit. What I like to do is where there's all little gaps and everything, I take my clothes out, man, and I just wedge it all in there. Instead of just having a a packing cube, which I'll show you later. I'll just stick some socks in all the tiny little gaps and really make it nice and sturdy, you know. But usually once you pack your bag a few times, you know, you keep on changing your system. Eventually you get your system down. So that's more up to you because it depends on what you pack, but you'll get it down. The tank bag is where I usually pack my camera gear. ND filters, memory cards, batteries, anything I need to be safe if in case of a drop goes in the tank bag. Of course, this is my Camelback. Carries 3 liters of water, which I love. I love that you can just have a suckle while on a ride. And then there's extra storage as well. So because I'm already carrying 3 kilos of water on me, in the back I try to keep as light as possible. I might keep a little roll of tape, I might keep some cable ties or some little knick-knacky things. Usually I keep the Medi kit in here, which I'll get to in a minute. If you come off the bike, you'll probably go for a little roll. So putting anything fragile in the back here is not advised because you might break it. Now, of course, I always love to bring my quad lock mount with me wherever I go around the world. I'll give you guys a little hack. I'll show you guys how I film myself with the drone. I mount a universal quad lock mount to the back of my drone controller. And then with that, then that just clips on there and then that's on my handlebars. And now I've got a perfect view of what my drone is seeing. Hit record, eyes on the road at all times though. 100% non-negotiable. Even if you see your drone starting to do weird stuff, your life is more important. Pull over and then suss everything out. Otherwise, fantastic mount solution for your drone controller. This is the way I do it, and this is the way I've been doing it for years. So quad lock, universal mount on the back of the drone controller, wireless head, vibration dampener, handlebar mount. Make sure you use the code in the description below for 10% off everything store-wide. Thank you so much, Quad Lock, for making these adventures possible. This right here is my luggage rig. It's a great bag. I bought it before my big international travels. I like it because of the big wheels. I like the back. It's nice and rock hard and everything. The only thing is that it by itself, it weighs a bit. It's like you already lose a couple of kilos from your luggage limit there. The thing I struggle with the most is my weight for my luggage limit. So I always opt for 30 kilos. It's not so much the packing solution, it's about what you pack and the weight of it all. So for that, I usually buy heavy things at the country that I'm going to. Think toiletries, batteries, dehydrated meals, wet wipes, hydration salts. Buy all those when you're at your location and that'll save you a ton of weight. I have these bad boys. So these are the Lone Rider packing cubes. These are handy because they do compress your clothes right down. There's like 3 sizes here. Usually I just opt for this for my socks and undies, or you can use it for your laundry bag as well if you're just stuffing your socks and undies everywhere. And I like that it's sort of vented as well, so it just airs out, it doesn't get all moldy and stuff like that. And another tip would be to learn how to do the army roll. I do that with all of my clothes, my t-shirts, socks, undies, pants, everything. I'll put a link in the description below to a video where I learned how to do it, and it's super simple. And once you do it, you just be like, man, I'm doing that every time. It's a little bit time consuming, but it's worth it. And a thing to remember when packing is the more uses one item has, the better. For example, if you have a down jacket, you can wear that as a liner when you're riding. That's your winter motorcycle liner underneath your weatherproof jacket. You can use that when you're going around town. If it's too cold, you just have this really light down jacket. You can use it as a pillow. You got multiple uses from that one item, which is fantastic. Same as those bandanas that I wear, they're super handy. That's why I take them with me, and they're just comfortable under the helmet as well. I'm sure a bunch of you watching even have tips. Feel free to drop in the comments below. I love to hear about all those. It's super, super helpful. And when it comes to clothes as well, just be mindful that you can reuse some of your items. There's some really good tech coming out with clothes now where the jerseys, those layout jerseys that I wear, you can wear them 3-4 days in a row, sweating in them, and they just do not smell. And they dry really fast. So you can use them as a towel as well. So usually I'll just bring 1 or 2 jerseys with me on a trip. If I can afford to take another one, I'll bring 1 extra one. Usually it's a summery aerated one, and I'll also bring a wind blocker kind of jersey with me as well, depending on where I'm going. Just take note that if you are going to country and it's colder, you're gonna run out of some space. So you gotta be prepared to pack way more clothes. We're talking thermal liners, heavier duty gear. Also just take note of when you're planning to do your laundry. If it's once every 3 days, then you don't really need to take that much stuff. Just have an emergency extra pair of whatever it is, socks, undies, just stashed aside for rainy days. Literally, if your gear's all soaking wet, the worst thing you want to do is be putting on wet gear to be riding, especially if it's a little bit cold. And even if you do run out of clothes, you can buy more clothes. So don't panic too much. Another idea is to have everything laid out all the things that you think you want to take and then halve it and then pack all that gear. When it comes to motorcycle gear, I have a helmet bag carrier. Helmet goes in there, and then all my batteries and stuff for my cameras will go inside the helmet, wrapped up in my headscarves and everything as well. Load up this with batteries and extra gear. This is carry-on, by the way. And you can have this as well as a backpack on flights. Guys, I've flown to the Philippines, Dubai, India, Himalayas, Montenegro, Italy. Totally fine to bring this on as your heavy overhead luggage. And as for armor, when I'm heading out to, say, the Philippines, it's very, very warm and humid over there. There's no need to take winter gear at all. I pack super light. I've got this Liat armor here. I forget what this one's called, the stealth something. I like this because it's light, it packs down really nice and compact, and then I just chuck a jersey on the top of it and then head out. For pants, I usually wear my Ugly Bros pants, which I really like. Otherwise, I rock the Enduro pants and stick knee braces under them as well. So basically, rule of thumb, know what you're going to be getting yourself into, know what kind of climates you're going to be riding in, and you've ridden, you know what it's like. Pack accordingly to that. And again, if you need to buy heavy gear once you're over there, just do that. And then you can always ship it back if you need to. So here's a list of all the gear that I bring with me. Feel free to pause it right here and make a note of these, take a screenshot, whatever you need to do, just to give yourself an idea. Now, one of the questions asked the most on my channel, what camera gear do you use? Insta360, guys. Insta360, Ace Pro 2 and X5 are my go-to action cameras for capturing literally everything when I'm on the bike. Let's start with the Ace Pro 2. Ace Pro 2 usually lives on my helmet. Mic adapter in the side, microphone inside my helmet, plugs into the Ace Pro 2. Every time I hit record, we're got a vlog, baby. You got my POV, it's awesome. Shoots up to 8K, HDR. Low light is so cool now. It's so awesome that we can be riding at night and vlog at night. More than enough battery life. I usually just keep one spare in my tank bag. Once this dies, switch it out. Usually 2 max a day I go through. Stick some ND filters on there, get some nice buttery smooth image. I got a whole playlist. Check it out right here on Insta360 footage. The X5, again, amazing battery life. I don't even go through 1 battery a day, man. I always have another spare just in case, but I never change it over. The whole idea behind the X series cameras is that you shoot first and then reframe or point later. So you don't have to worry too much about if you've got the shot or not because it records in a 360-degree bubble, which is amazing.
Right now, Insta360 are having a spring sale with huge savings to be had. Check out the description for more details.
Thank you so much, Insta360 and Quadlock, for supporting my adventures. Now, of course, with all the camera gear, you need the supporting batteries and the supporting cables. I have this guy right here. This is just a cable organization pouch. This was actually in one of Moscow Moto's tank bags, and it's a cool little pouch. Just holds all my leads and stuff. I keep everything in here. I've got a spare battery in there, some mic leads and stuff just in case for emergency. Ziploc bags work. Anything waterproof works. This is the power bank I use. It's got a solar panel on the front. I don't know if it really works that well, but it's got a light on the back. Again, doubling up on usages here. This is a 20,000 milliamp hour. Just be mindful about how many milliamp hours you can take on a flight because they've reduced it now. So I think 20,000 could even be the max. Not sure, just check. Camping gear. You guys might be familiar with my other channel, Rob Hamilton, where I go camping and I take a whole bunch of stuff with me. When I'm actually out in the field, when I'm out on the road and doing tours, I take the lightest tent, don't take a chair, I don't take all the luxury stuff, I just pack the essentials, exactly what I need, things that double up that I can use twice, 3 times, basically the bare minimum. Realistically, you're gonna be rocking up at your campsite, it might be getting a bit dark, you wanna set up as quick as you can, get your bedding all set up as quick as you can, cook your dinner, chill out, go to sleep, and then pack down everything as quick as you can as well. So simplicity, lightweight, and compact are your 3 major factors to include when thinking about camping gear. And then of course the things to keep on your person. I like to keep my international driver's license, my insurance documents, itinerary, everything that I need in Ziploc bags. I keep my passport on me at all times, so that's always in usually like my cargo pocket or something, or just on me. Again, that's in a Ziploc bag. But anything that's kind of important, that's paper, Ziploc bag, and keep it close to your person at all times. First aid kit. I bought this one years ago, and thankfully I haven't had to use it very much. We've got some wound dressing stuff there, we've got some bandages. I also keep compression bandages for snake bites as well. We got gloves in a Ziploc bag. So we got some Band-Aids. you know, painkillers, anything extra that you need for your trip to be all nice and safe and happy days. Now, I keep this usually in my camelback. So this will be located right here. The idea with the medical and emergency stuff on you is that you have it on your person, so that if you're ejected from the bike, you've got your details with you, you've got your medical emergency kit with you, and you've also got some sort of communication with you as well. With this bag, I have water, I have a little snack in here that I usually just keep. There we go, got some bandages there as well. I got some lip balm in there too. If I'm laying on the side of the road, my bike's gone down a cliff, completely gone, I've still at least got a little emergency kit on me that will just keep me going for at least a day, you know? I went on a trip a couple of years ago with some boys. We all went adventure riding. One of the guys who was actually super experienced, he slipped on the tiniest twig, man. His front tire, it was a bit wet, went out in the twig, he had his leg out and he tore tendons in his knee. And guys, this took 8 months for him to heal. He had screws and everything in there. It's crazy how the smallest little obstacle can cause such crazy damage, man. And that was it, he was out. Luckily, we had a paramedic with us on in our crew. And he's the one that highly suggested wearing knee braces. If the guy that came off was wearing a knee brace, it would have protected that lateral movement and he would have been fine. So that's why I take with me knee braces if I'm doing anything slightly crazy, especially on adventure bikes. Seeing that was a massive wake-up call. I did not want that happening to me. That's why I wear knee braces. And I also have this little pouch right here. Now this is just an easy, accessible pouch that I can just reach straight away. I don't even have to take my bag off. It's all just here. So if you come off the bike and you're injured, bang, painkillers straight away. I know it sounds obvious, but that's the thing that's going to keep the swelling down, literally reduce the pain and any further damage to you. The next thing is an emergency blanket. These are like $7, man. Keep one of these in here, super light as well. You're going to go in shock and you're going to get super cold. And that's exactly what happened to the guy that stacked it. And then usually I have my satellite phone here as well. I left it at home. Dial emergency, get that all to come, and then that's it. You just sit there and you wait. Obviously, if you're bleeding, you got to address the wound, get the medikit out. That's what I've learned through my experiences. Again, thankfully, I haven't had to touch much of this stuff at all, if not ever. But yeah, safeguard, man. That's such a handy little thing to have on you. The mechanical stuff. Open this bad boy up, and then how tight is that, man? How good is having tools that are nice and tidy? Basically, rule of thumb, make sure you have the bits that are suitable for the bike you're riding. Some might have more of the Torx bits, which are these guys right here. Make sure you have all the sizes that you need. Get your Allen head bits as well, Phillips heads. There's a few basic sockets on here, just 1/4" drive. And there's a cool little T-bar, and that's multi-use as well. And this is from Rolling Mavericks. I bought this, and I think that's just fantastic, man. Oh, look at that. How's the size of this, man? It fits literally in the palm of your hand. You also might want to have 1/4" drive ratchet. I don't really usually bring this with me because it's only got the one-use thing, but obviously it's quicker and much more easy to use. Little magnet, tire pressure gauge, pocket knife, JB Weld. So I never used to carry JB Weld on me until one of the boys in the Philippines cracked their engine case on a lone rock. And I was just so lucky that there was a guy who was carrying some JB Weld and they plugged that up and they rode 12 hours back to Manila where they were able to, you know, take it back to the dealership and everything. But that got him out of trouble. Multi-tool, obvious reasons. And these little pliers, these are a new edition, but these little Nipex multi-grips, super handy. And then you got these ones here as well. These are like a ratchet monkey wrench. If you guys call it monkey wrench, we call them a shifter spanner. But basically, if this doesn't do the job, you'll be able to get some leverage with this bad boy here. And they're packed so small, man. And of course, head torch. Then in here, I keep some spare fuses, cable ties, a couple of gloves, some wire. I use this just in case I need to tie something, bridge a circuit, or bypass something. Especially if you're tying your exhaust up to something as well. Like, yeah, you're gonna melt all this plastic away, all this insulation, but the copper wire is gonna hold your exhaust together and stuff. And a puncture kit. And I also take Gorilla tape with me as well. It's just like gaffer tape. And you can even rip some of it off and then wrap it around one of your brake lines and just make a cool little roll around your brake line. And then that's an easy access bit of tape that you can use when you're on the fly, when you're on the road, instead of like digging through all your stuff. I got this from Gregor Helenda when we were in the Philippines. He showed me the technique, and you know, it comes in handy if you just need something to just stick on your helmet or something real quick. Boom, you got access to it. Now you don't need like a crazy kit like this. I just bought this because I wanted something, you know, really robust and stuff. A little pencil case, whatever you can do to fit all your things in there. It doesn't matter, just as long as you got something to bring with you. Now again, if I'm flying, I will only bring the lightest stuff with me and then just buy cheap tools when I'm over there. It's gonna do the trick, it's not gonna last a lifetime. Just dispose of it before coming back. You haven't lost much money at all. One of those items might be a cheap breaker bar. These things weigh a fair bit. If you want to crack the nut on your back wheel so you can tighten up the chain. If you're going out on a trip where there's a full-on support vehicle with mechanics and it's all good, then the things I highly suggest taking as a non-negotiable: tape, cable ties, knife, hex keys, head torch, and gloves, because you will still need to make adjustments on your bike, and instead of always bothering the other guys for their tools and stuff, it's so much easier if you can just hop off, grab your little toolkit out and just make some little adjustments without bothering them, because they're probably doing adjustments on other people's bikes and they just won't get around to it. It happened to me. So that's my little list of things that I will take with me all the time, no matter what. A cool little trick with cable ties, if you're running low on them and you don't want to keep on using them all the time, or if it's only for a temporary thing, you can reuse them. So there we go, cable tie is on. You can just get something like this, a pick, you could get a toothpick. You can just go into the back here, get in there, lift it back, and you can slide him back out again. Boom, ready to live another day. How handy is that? When you're heading out remote, you might want to take a few extra things with you, like a chain master link, just in case your chain snaps, some WD-40, chain cleaner, all that sort of stuff. And for that, I'd highly recommend, if you're flying, to buy it at the country that you're going to be going to. And of course, a fuel cell if you're heading out remote as well. It's a nice peace of mind as well. Even if you don't use it, it's just good to have, and then you can just use it when you know you're around a gas station. Happy days. Now you know how to pack for an international motorcycle trip like a pro. Well, none of that matters unless you don't know how to handle the chaosness and franticness that is riding in a foreign country. So in the next episode, we're gonna hit the road, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Peace.